What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel here, my name is Brandon. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to set up a corporate investing account. This is a question that I've got so commonly over the past couple of years, and basically during the pandemic, I went out and got my corporate investing account set up. So I'll kind of share with you guys the ins and outs of what I did, what I've experienced, what you should come to expect, and a few key things to be aware about if you're looking to invest money that's sitting inside of your corporation. If you guys enjoyed today's video and find it helpful at any point, please do not hesitate and leave a thumbs up. And I will just say right off the bat, like a big disclaimer, when it comes to investing your corporation's money, probably not a bad idea to discuss with your accountant first, or your financial planner, or maybe somebody who basically knows the ins and outs of your exact business. It's one thing to go out and be a DIY investor for your own portfolio and pop in a 20 grand, 50 grand into a TFSA. It's a whole different thing when you're dealing with some larger sums of money, taxable money, as we'll come to talk about. So take this video for kind of like an overview of what to expect. Not that you can't do it yourself, but you know what I'm trying to get at, right? Not a bad idea to speak with those professionals first. But let's start off the video with this. Why would somebody open up a corporate investing account in the first place? The answer to me is quite obvious. There could be a multitude of reasons, but the most common one would be is that if you have excess cash and extra cash that is building up within your business, cash that you don't necessarily need for the day-to-day stuff, maybe it's not really like, immediate needs or tax money. You could invest your tax money very conservatively, but if you have all this extra excess cash, in some cases for businesses, this would be hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes even more. Why let that sit there and die away to inflation these days? Why not put that in a position to grow? And we can absolutely do that by essentially setting up an account in our corporation's name and going out and picking investments and building a portfolio in that way. What I personally use is the platform here called Questrade. It's also where I have my personal TFSA. You can honestly use any single one out there. And basically by going to the various websites of the direct investing branches, you can kind of see, here's BMO. If you go to their accounts, you'll see they offer corporate accounts. Here's one with Scotia iTrade. I've even seen that Wealthsimple Invest, the robo-advisor service, which will essentially help you manage the money for you for a fee. They even offer corporate accounts. So really it's up to you what you want to choose. They're all going to be relatively comparable. But again, I just use Questrade, and that's kind of what I'm going to be speaking on today. And before we dive into it, there are a few things that I think are worth mentioning when it comes to setting up a corporate investing account. For one, understand that this account is going to be completely independent. Like, it's completely separate from your personal investing accounts. When you look at it in the eyes of the CRA or even in your brokerage, like, they treat these like, even though you may be the one that actually owns the business or you're the one that's making all the decisions, they are two completely separate entities for tax purposes. They're two completely separate things. However, again, speaking on Questrade, the one that I use, you can access them both under the same login. So when I go to log in under Questrade, you'll see both my personal accounts as well as my corporate margin account. I'm not sure if that's the case with every other brokerage. I could have made two separate accounts, but I like the fact that I can log in and see both. You basically just have your personal one, like, hey, Brandon's TFSA, Brandon's RSP, and then you have your corporate's name, so company name, margin account, or company name, cash account. And that kind of leads into the second one, which I think is actually more important, and basically like something that you have to be aware about, is that when you are investing corporate money, this is what we would consider taxable money. The accounts that you invest your corporate's money in are what are known as non-registered accounts. So you don't have the joy or option to go out and invest in a TFSA for your business. You can't set up an RRSP for a business, or a LIRA, or a RESP. Those are all special accounts that we get as individuals here in Canada, which offer various different tax breaks and tax advantages. When you're investing corporation money, it's basically going to be taxable, and you're very likely going to be opening up a margin account. All that means is that when you do earn money in this account, whether that's in the form of capital gains from your stocks or investments going up, whether it's dividends, whether it's interest, that all does have to be factored in. You're going to be getting tax slips for that account at the end of the year, which again, you just hand off to your accountant. And basically that would everybody's company's tax situation is going to be different, but it would be at the corporation's tax rate. So again, probably a discussion to have with your accountant. if you're not totally up to speed with the different taxes in Canada, I've actually done a video that basically goes and breaks down all the different types, which may be valuable for you if you'd like to watch that after this video. But in terms of the steps to actually get your corporate investing account set up, it's honestly going to be very similar to how you would open up a personal direct investing account. You're going to be using the same portals. You're going to be going through somewhat of a similar questionnaire with a little bit more stuff, as we're going to talk about in a moment. But your first step is basically deciding, well, which platform do you want to go for? Again, I use Questrade, but that's just a personal preference. You could use whatever you want. You can most likely do it online. Some of them may ask you to go in person to maybe a branch if you're going to one of the big 5 banks, or at least speak with them on the phone. Actually, I'll see if I can dig up the exact, emails and blur some out, but they were from a little while back. But one of the things that actually helped me out a ton was that when I was going through Questrades, they actually lined me up with a rep. Like, they noticed I was trying to open up a corporate account, and this rep was very, very helpful, telling me what I needed, the documents I was missing and whatnot. Because one thing to understand is that when you are opening up a corporate investing account, that sign up process is definitely more confusing and more onerous than opening up just your personal TFSA. With a personal account here, you basically put your SIN number, your address, employment information, and you're good. Well, as I'm sure you can imagine, when it comes to a business account, well, they really want to make sure that you're a person that has the authority to be managing this account. You're the business owner. They're going to ask you for all types of documents. I'll try to put some up on the page. I don't remember the exact ones, but basically your corporation documents, the stuff that you or your accountant would have. Again, you can probably do this all yourself through the portal, but I found it very, very helpful to have somebody going back and forth with me, because I'm not the best when it comes to all those different documents and whatnot. And like I said, I did have some trouble kind of getting it set up. It took me about a 2 to 3 week process for everything to be said and done. But once the account is basically approved and ready, what you're going to do is when you log into whatever platform you see, you're basically going to see an empty account there. You're going to see a shell of an account, which is going to be, again, in your corporation's name or your business number or whatever the case is. And once you've got that set up, you're basically going to want to link up your corporation's bank account, like, at one of your big banks where all your money lives at the moment, and very simply send some money over. That can be through a wire. There's multiple ways that you can get money over, but you're basically linking your corporate bank account to the corporate investment account, sending the money in, and then choosing to invest that however you like. Now, this video, we're not going to talk about how to actually invest your corporate's money, because that could be like an hour-long video, and everybody's got different goals, right? Depending on whether this is money that is just true excess cash and it's just for the long term, maybe you want to be a little more conservative with it. The choice is totally up to you. And basically, you have a full suite of any type of investment out there you want. You can buy stocks, you can buy bonds, you can buy ETFs, you can buy GICs. Like, there's so many different options out there, but at least by having your money in the corporate account, you have that flexibility rather than it just sitting there in cash. I will just say too, that of course this video is just talking about how to do it on the DIY side, right? Like, if you want to be in charge of setting up a corporate account and basically managing the money yourself, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, or if you maybe your skill level is not up to speed, well, you can always set up a corporate account with your financial planner or your financial advisor. Or if you work with, an institution or somebody like a professional, they can absolutely do that and manage it for you. They can go help you build a portfolio, etc. There would obviously come with more fees in that regard. But as I kind of mentioned at the top of this video, often when it comes to your corporation's money, it's not something to mess around with. Like, especially if the dollar figures are much bigger, knowing that it's taxable, it's something that you want to do right, but it's something that I think for a lot of businesses out there does make a ton of sense if they have a bunch of excess. Honestly, at the end of the day, guys, from someone who's been doing it for a couple of years, just speaking from personal experience, there was these hesitations. I wasn't sure about investing my corporate money. I didn't know exactly how it worked. But now that I've gone through it, it's literally the exact same thing, for the most part, as managing your own personal TFSA or your own personal RSP. You go into your accounts, you're just going to see them broken up. Again, they're kind of like two separate identities. They're two separate beasts, if you will. But in terms of getting it set up, it's honestly not rocket science. It's something that I'd highly suggest looking into if you're somebody in a position that wants to do so. But that right there is my quick video on how to set up a corporate investing account right here in Canada. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, please do not hesitate to leave a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed if you want more Canadian stock market content. If you're somebody that doesn't know how to invest the money in your corporation, like when it comes to the actual investment choices, we have a program that will literally walk you through step by step, like literally a guide step by step all the way through building your portfolio, understanding the lingo, whether you're a first-time investor or whether you're quite experienced. That is on the investingacademy.ca, our platform, which is that first link down below. But as always, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.